What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real, Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel. It's down there strolling below the screen, people. All right, look, man. Good morning, everybody, man. Look. My allergies still acting up, people, so it look like I'm fucked up, but I am. Well, fucking allergies act crazy. It's the weather. But oh man, I want to shout out to everybody, man. All the subscribers, man. We reached 500 subscribers, people. Let's see if I can show y'all real quick. Shit, excuse me. Damn it. Fucking allergies is crazy. Yeah, see, we reached let me see. Hopefully it ain't too bright. Hopefully y'all can see it ain't too bright, too close. We reached 500 subscribers, people. I appreciate all of y'all showing love. Hopefully y'all can see it. Man. I think my let me see, the biggest top 3 videos that got the most views that from the last 30 days was Black Coons. You are not qualified to talk or speak. Trump is coming, black folks. Race matters to white people. So they was the biggest videos of the last 30 days. So shout out to everybody, man, for showing love. And for the new subscribers and everybody, to the old ones, to the motherfuckers been rocking with me for a minute. Let's get them subscribers up, people. We trying to hit that 1,000 mark by the end of next year. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody. Yeah, man. Look, appreciate y'all, man. You know what I mean? Couldn't do this without y'all, man. That's on real talk. Listen, man. I think I got that yesterday. I think it came yesterday. Oh, shit, excuse me, people. All right, I'm not gonna be long on this live stream this morning, people. Like I said, my fucking allergies been acting up. Plus, I got before it started raining, I gotta clean this cat litter and shit in the back. All that shit I gotta do. I want to get that shit over with because I know I ain't gonna have time to do it this weekend or part of next week. So I told y'all I'm working 5 straight days next coming up Friday. So yeah, so try to knock this last show out, people. I probably don't do another. Hopefully, if I do another show, it may be Friday or Saturday. It, like I said, it depends what time I get off, people. Like, you know what I mean? If I get off early enough, I'll do a show. But I know after like 2 days of doing that shit straight back to back, I'd be tired, bro. So I gotta do that shit for 5 straight days. Yeah, I'll probably. And we starting a new area too, so we doing a whole no fucking area. Shout out to my brother Game in the building. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building, man. Yeah, man. Listen, let's get into this, man. I ain't gonna be long on this. Listen, this is the real. This is why I say to people that this is not this. I don't see these panels that they having, like, people want to sit around and be having conversations with people that blatantly sit to your face and lie, and then they make up shit, and then they be blatantly racist to you, and you supposed to sit there and still show some type of integrity or calmness, or, you know what I mean, to like put up with that shit. You gotta bite your tongue. Like, nah. And this is the real reason why I don't, like, my honest opinion, I could do a panel like this, but my blood would be boiling too much because I couldn't take that people are just blatantly lying to my face. So You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know, shout out to Abby Phillips for the show on CNN. She probably the only last real motherfucking journalist on CNN right now. Jake Tapp, all of them then tapped out. So I want y'all to catch this this little piece of this clip on CNN where they're talking about Charlie Kirk, right? And it all started about the fucking Oklahoma City. Is he the school board director? He's head of something. He's something down there. Superintendent, I think. And you know he a Maga, right? And so now that Charlie Kirk died, he just do the extreme shit. He's almost like a 2.0. He like a generic Ron DeSantis in a way, right? He just be doing outrageous shit just to be doing it, right? So he said that he's mandatory that all high schools in Oklahoma learn about Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA and all this. It's just goofy racist shit, right? And these two Maga dudes, these on him, man, these dudes, like, they weirdos to me, but I couldn't have a conversation with these weirdos because they number one, they don't answer questions a lot of the times. Number one, they be tying themselves in pretzels just to dodge the question or dodge to answer the question, right? It can be a yes or no. They got all this explanation for shit, right? Instead of saying yes or no, and this is why, they'd tell you all this other shit and then still don't tell you yes or no. So you kind of got to figure it out yourself. Like, so basically you saying no, or basically you saying yes. Like they do that type of gymnastic politician type shit. But let's get into this, people, because this shit, it irritated the shit out of me. And I was just like, yo, I just wish somebody just be on that show and say, this is why people on the left or a lot of people that's in the middle think y'all are racist. This is why. And then I wouldn't even say the left. I say, well, this is why 80-some% of the black folks in America voted for Democrats. Because we believe it ain't just about the policies, it's about y'all behavior. And this is the reason why, is because we think y'all are racist. And this is why you come off, you say racist shit. And this is why you would never get a lot of black votes. You wouldn't even get 40. You wouldn't even get 30. Because this is the real reason why. I wish somebody would just be honest with these motherfuckers and stop tiptoeing around them. But anyway, let's move on.
Them in the face over and over.
In anybody's life, I've got a problem with their legacy. And I know what the legacy.
Oh, okay. No, it was about the resolution. I'm going to go back. It was about the resolution that they start off with the school bullshit, but then they start talking about the resolution that they had in Congress, the House Congress, about honoring Charlie Kirk and all this other goofy shit. And I think it was like 60-something, a little bit more over 60-something Democrats that didn't vote for that bullshit. And I wouldn't have voted for it anyway. Because I just said, I can't vote for no fucking racist on nothing. That's what I'd have just said it straight, plain, simple like that. But they get into this. Let's get back. I think I probably went too far.
It's not gonna work. They tried it with Jimmy Kimmel, like Turning Point USA beyond comprehension. And what an amazing comparison to make of Diablo.
If you finally finished writing your book and you're ready to get it published, this video is for you. Hi,
Reveal to who he really was. The more people are finding out why people thought he was so vile and sick, because he was. They're so badly wanting to grift off this and make money off Charlie Kirk.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, they somehow the white Maga dude brung up, because I don't want to go too far. The white Maga, because that's not the part I really want to get into. The white Maga dude says, 60-something% of the people, Democrats didn't vote for this resolution. And George Clyburn Clyburn said that I was one of them that ain't vote for that shit, and he was explaining why he didn't, and boy, the shit go left after that.
Smack them in the face over and over.
In anybody's life, I've got a problem with their legacy, and I know what the legacy of Kurt was.
So basically, he said, I don't take any type of joy or or in anybody's death. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to shit or disrespect nobody's death. But I will not honor someone's legacy. And I know their legacy. Basically, right? Paraphrasing. So what he mean is basically, look, because he gonna break it down. Charlie Kirk was a fucking racist, bro. And it's almost a slap in the black people's face to ask black people to somehow mourn this cruel, bigoted, racist person that all his whole last 10 something years of his life, for 10 years, all he did was spread hate. But they're trying to like whitewash him to be this type of Christian and this good person that wanted just to debate. It wasn't personal. None of that shit. Yes, it was. You can't disrespect people that look like me and expect me to think that you're a good person under all that shit. Because every time I heard you, you were saying foul shit about our people. And we only seen you hang around one black person, and that was Candace Owens. All them other Negroes don't matter. I'm talking about that one token Negro that you had moving around on you to your side, dancing with. She up there jigabooing. That's the only person he had that I seen him real close to. But anyway, let's move on.
Turn on my TV and I see someone telling me what an awful person Martin Luther King Jr. was. When I see somebody tell,
I told you. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Clyburn. He's actually just as corrupt as the rest of them goddamn them corporate Democrats. They all getting that dollar bill, y'all. But excuse me. At the end of the day, he's not lying. It's a turnoff. I just say for black folks, I can't speak for everybody else, but I know for black folks, when we hear that, you tell us, who the fuck who's mad at Martin Luther King other than a racist, right? So that's all I'm saying. Nobody talks bad about Martin Luther King, nigga. The nigga damn near he was Barack Obama before Barack Obama, and I'm talking about it wasn't nothing bad about him. Then years come out, all of a sudden, oh yeah, he was fucking around on this white man. Please come on, man. So that's still that discredited his whole civil rights thing. You got motherfuckers, Donald Trump. Y'all talking about he's Christian, and this motherfucker got he slept around on all his wives. But he the next thing coming from God. Y'all knew Jesus. But Martin Luther King allegedly was having sex while he was out down the road, sticking up for black folks, trying to get us rights. And we was to look at that like, we can't fuck with Martin Luther King no more, man. Y'all there cheating on his wife and shit. Oh, this nigga. Like, no, we're not doing that. So please, don't do that. First of all, stop always coming here asking stupid questions that you should already know. First of all, I didn't say that. I said, listen, let me explain something to you. See, this is the problem with stupid people. It's like you can't use your brain. You're stuck on stupid. You're stuck on racist. You're stuck on being a racist. And it fries your fucking brain or where you don't think anymore. You just say stupid shit. I did not say that. I said that he only had one black friend that we know of. I know plenty of white folks that got lots of black friends. And not just only black friends. They fuck with the Mexicans, they fuck with everybody. I know good white folks. I don't just have white friends. I got all types of fucking different races of nationality of friends. My point is, when you are only around your own people, you get a bias. Because you pick up the bad behaviors of your own people sometimes. But I ain't gonna say sometimes, a lot of the times. But once you spread out and be into other communities and interacting with others and trying to listen and learn and relate to what they go through, then you have a better understanding that you ain't the only one going through something, and you can understand somebody's type of pain. That's all I'm saying. Charlie Kirk didn't hang around black folks. So for a person like him to be speaking on black issues is an oxymoron. That's all I'm saying. And the only black person we seen him really with like that was tight was Candace Owens, and she's a sellout. So that, I mean, is that really a real black friend? Y'all got to start using your goddamn brain, man, and stop trying to put words in my mouth or trying to change the narrative of what I'm talking about. It ain't got nothing to do with him not having a whole bunch of black friends. It's the racist shit that came out of his mouth. It's like you missed the whole goddamn point of what I said. You choose one thing that you wanted to dive into. You're a bunch of goddamn idiots, man. I don't give a fuck with your explanation for anything. It's all stupid. If you believe in what you just said, you're a dumbass. Nobody cares. This is wrong with you stupid racist people. You act like people care about y'all, man. Nobody cares about y'all. You worry about other races of people instead of worry about your own people. And your own people out here, y'all the most violent. Y'all molest and rape people more. You commit more mass shootings. And you have the most incest. You fuck your own. Fuck your own kids. Please stop. Go worry about some racist white shit before you come over here trying to question black people about any goddamn thing. Mind your goddamn business. Don't tell me to fucking chill. You mind your goddamn business about what the fuck I said. How about that shit? How about you go somewhere else and go over there and suck a white racist dick or something? I don't give a fuck what you do in your spare time. All right, damn. Let's move on, people. Man, you say whatever the fuck you want. Now I'm the racist. You first of all, motherfucker, you probably don't even know what racist means. You motherfuckers hijack everything. I told you I don't create nothing. So you just hijack and make up bullshit that don't even make any sense. Anyway, let's move on. Now I'm the racist. Please.
I mean, if I get on an airplane.
Listen, I'll put it this way. If I'm a racist to racist white people like you. And you ain't gotta be white to be racist. But if you're a racist white person, yes, I'm racist towards you. How about that? Because I'm sick of having stupid motherfuckers keep calling me a racist because they don't like that I'm calling out their racism. So if I'm a racist, from the definition of what you're saying, yes, I'm a racist. I don't like racist ass white people. And then, like I said, I can't be racist because of the fact I'm black in America. And then number two, I don't hate you racist. That's the difference. You hate people that look like me. So I can't hate you. But we'll go over your dumbass narrative. If I'm a racist, yes. I'm a racist to racist white people. Yes. I can't stand you son of bitches. I despise you motherfuckers. So there.
and there's a black pilot, I begin to wonder, is he qualified? What does that mean? Those are the words that came out of his mouth.
That's not what he said. And
That's exactly what he said. I got the exact quote.
It's not in context at all what he was talking about.
Listen, man, listen. This whole notion that shit got to be in context is bullshit. Imagine, my people, imagine if a black person say, you know what? If I see a Jewish person flying a plane, I wonder if they qualify. Oh, I'm sorry. If I see, just imagine a black person say this. If I see a white person flying a plane, I wonder if they qualify. How would you racists take that? It don't matter what else I said with that. It wouldn't matter. That's how I feel. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the shit he talking about. That's how he felt. He said, if I see a black pilot, I wonder if they qualified. Himself, he said that because of somehow, some way of DEI, which is the stupidest shit ever. So if you see a white woman flying a goddamn plane, is she qualified? Because white women benefited off of DEI more than any other race or gender. But watch how he twists himself in a goddamn pretzel to not answer the question. Because he don't want to be racist. He know what that shit means. It's racist. It's bigoted. But he not gonna answer. Watch how he just go around.
About affirmative action, you know that, Congressman. This has been well litigated and well developed.
Everything about black people is about affirmative action. So what's wrong with affirmative action?
First of all, I don't give a fuck if you ain't American or not. Shut the fuck up. And that makes it even worse. You ain't American. What the fuck have you got anything to say about America for? So you're a racist in another country. God damn, you motherfucking racists. Y'all crazy as a motherfucker. Let's move on. You big dummy. Get the fuck out of here. Let's move on.
You're telling me that when I hear about college and couldn't get a job, that was because I was not qualified?
That's not what I'm saying.
But what are you saying?
What I'm saying is Charlie Kirk was very clear. If these companies openly say that they have to somehow fill a quota of people, whether it be a race or gender, not based on merit, but based on their race or gender.
First of all, they did not say that. That's not what DEI meant. This is what I mean by they lying. They lie on national TV, man. That is not what DEI means. People was complaining that a lot of people that was, especially black folks, and I think white women was behind us, that they couldn't get jobs because, or they go for interviews and they see a black name, they wouldn't get that opportunity, even an interview. Okay? And it was the same for white women. When they found out it was a woman, regardless of what color it was, but if she was white, she still wasn't going to get that fucking job over a white man. So it was already bigotry and racism happening in companies. So all they did, even with schools, it's not like they was like, we just got to pick, let's pick that nigga, let's pick that white girl. Shoot. Yeah, give me two of them gay people right there too. Give me a Chinese person, couple of them Mexicans. Who else? Trans, can we get a trans? That'll help. The quota? Yeah, give me a trans too. Yeah, I want a trans with them gays. Yeah. Qualified. I don't care if they qualified. We got a quota. That is not what the fuck was going on. And like I said, it's almost insulting to somebody like me that got common fucking sense and actually reads with DEI, the definition of it and the reason for it. So for some racist ass white man to get on national TV and try to change the definition of what DEI was and meant and lying what people was actually doing. People, even though they still had DEI, it was still more white people. So how the fuck white people getting hurt? Well, I mean, what are you crying about? People, they're almost making it seem like they just was getting people that was unqualified for jobs. They just, listen, they just do a black pilot up there just for a quota. He ain't had to go through no training or nothing. He had no experience. Listen, damn near every, I don't give a fuck what color skin they are. Damn near every pilot has some type of, I say at least about 60 to 70%, 65 to 70% of the pilots usually got some type of military background of flying planes. These are actually facts. I just wish they just admit that they racist. They don't think black people qualify when they see black people in certain spaces that they known for having, only seeing themselves. That's all. Like even with Barack, they couldn't say shit about Barack. The only thing they did, nigga, they couldn't help themselves but to be racist. I remember the little racist bitch from Arizona. They're putting a finger in his face. Like, bitch, are you crazy? It's the president. Nobody, you have never seen that in any, no congresswoman, I don't know who would ever do some shit like that to a president. You have never seen that. Not under Trump, not under nobody, but only under Barack. Little racist white bitch from Arizona. Putting her finger, wagging her finger in his face. Then they couldn't do nothing else about him. All of a sudden, they start insulting his wife, talking about she a man, she a tranny, and all that other goofy shit. Barack is gay. Now he gay. Then, he threw on a tan suit. Oh my God, he had a tan suit. Oh, he's barbecuing out back. You know what I wish Barack would have did? Got him a motherfucking pit bull puppy or something. Really made them motherfuckers mad. He playing basketball in the back. The man like basketball. Donald Trump golf, he plays basketball. That's what he like to do. They got mad. He bringing all the rappers, all the gangster rappers. Trump bring all the racist rock and roll singers, and y'all don't say shit. And then he had a nerve to bring some rappers, some gangster rappers. I ain't hear y'all say nothing about that shit. Them sellout ass niggas. Rick Ross, Snoop Dogg, all you fucking buffoon ass niggas. Nelly, all of y'all. Bitch made ass niggas. Fuck wrong with y'all. Let's move on, man. Like I said, you can't tell me the left is the most racist. Because like I said, there's some bigotry going on the left. It's a racism. But every time you see the left and any of that type of shit, you see a majority of minority people. It's everybody. It's diverse. You see a whole diverse full of people. You go look at Trump in the Klan rally, the Republican Party, nigga, you see nothing but a whole bunch of racist ass white folks. And then they slide out some token Negroes. And a Hispanic here and there. A stupid gay person. Like, come on, man. Please, stop. Let's move on.
The obvious should be clear to everyone, which is that person then qualified? So that's an obvious question. Because of the bar.
First of all, it's not obvious because you're lying about. So let me see. They make my head hurt, man, because their racism is so stupid. So these employers, I said this shit before, but maybe I gotta say it again for the stupid racist people like him. So you telling me these multi-billionaire companies is just hiring black people because of the color of their skin? They're not qualified to do none of these jobs because they're trying to fit a quota. So what if somebody get hurt from this unqualified black person in a serious position or occupation, fucks up real bad and kills somebody, but they ain't qualified? You know they can get sued. Are you that goddamn racist that you don't understand? That you just gonna hire unqualified? I'm gonna hire somebody that don't know what the fuck they doing because I'm trying to fit a quota. I ain't worrying about. I'm worrying about this quota. I ain't worrying about if I hire this motherfucker and they ain't qualified and they fuck up, they injure themselves, or they injure somebody else, and I can get sued. You can get sued for that. A business can get sued for that. People, and let me just explain something to you too. I don't know any job, any occupation, any job, other than maybe some shit in government. Because it just seems like it's throw anybody in government at this point. But you can say the military. Listen, you can't even work at McDonald's if you ain't got no training. And you flipping burgers. People don't just get hired. You know how hard it is if your resume ain't shit? Like if you don't got really nothing on your resume of like past employment. You know how hard it is to get a fucking job? Now you're talking about people that fly planes. So they just put unqualified motherfuckers up there to fly a plane for a quota. Okay. All right. Maga, if y'all that dumb, then that's why we call y'all stupid. If y'all really believe that. Okay, man. Y'all want to be racist so bad. Y'all just don't even use common sense anymore. That shit is just crazy, bro. Okay, cool. Mind you, this dude got all the education in the world, but he's saying the most dumbest shit in the world because he's a fucking racist. So he's intentionally saying this shit because he believes in it because he's a racist, not because he ain't intelligent. He's right highly educated, but he's a dumbass because of his racism. Come on, bro. Let's move on.
Corporation itself set up by saying publicly, we're going to do this type of DEI hiring, then you have to wonder, is it because of their
race? No company has said that. That they're just hiring unqualified people for a quota. They did not say that. All they were saying, give more black people opportunities. Women, gays, Mexicans, Chinese, whoever, white women. More opportunities. If they're qualified, give them a chance. That's all, because they may overlook them because, like I told you, some people are morally biased. That ain't no different from a company. listen, it's a very high percentage that people will hire people they know before they ever give anybody else a thought of a chance to even get the position. Right? That's a bias. Then you got a racial bias. Who are you more comfortable of working with or somebody working under you? Is it a white man or a black man? Most likely, if they're here, white man, it's going to be, if the person is white, he's going to pick somebody that's white. It's just it's a bias that a lot of people have. Every race has that. The problem is that black people acknowledge it, that it's happening, regardless if we do it or not. The whole reason for DEI is to give people opportunities and make the workforce look like the country. People listen, children like to see themselves. That's inspiration to any child. You want to see somebody up there that look like you. The problem is white people, they don't like to share. They stingy. A lot of races, they stingy. Motherfuckers get all the opportunities in the world and they still mad to see some black person get into a position. Listen, people, and let me just say this too. Nepotism happen all the time. So if you got a problem with DEI, you should have a problem with nepotism. How about that shit? Because nepotism to me is actually worse. Way worse than how y'all trying to present DEI to be. What is wrong with you people, man? Give me a second, y'all. Let's get deep in this because it actually gets worse than that. It just bothered me. I think it was bothering me is that I wish these mega people, when they on this TV, just admit that y'all are racist. See, they won't do it because they'll get fired. They can't admit they're racist. So they do dog whistles. They say little bigoted shit. Get a wink in the eye through the camera. Do them stupid faces that Scott Jennings do. Look like he's so animated. He ain't animated. He a fucking racist. Let's move on.
Why would you have to wonder that? Yeah, I mean, why would you have to wonder that? The only reason you would wonder that is if you're inclined to believe that nobody can be qualified if they are black and brown.
No, and that's exactly.
And also,
exactly
but here's one other thing that I think is just a factual dispute with what you're describing. You're suggesting that the standards are lower for people of color filling these roles when there is absolutely
the exact opposite.
No evidence.
The exact opposite.
No, but that's what.
No, it's not the exact opposite. That's what you're saying. You said, yo, I swear that these people must think the rest of us are stupid or they stupid. That's exactly what you said. That's exactly what you said. You said the DI thing is basically companies basically saying we're going to hire all these minority groups, right? Especially black folks, right? And we're going to hire them because we're trying to get a quota. Or is he saying he can't be 100% that they are hiring qualified people? Now, let me say this. First of all, I have seen some unqualified motherfuckers before. And I wonder why they got the job. And it didn't matter what color skin they were. They could be white, black. I done seen them all. Okay? I done seen them all. Unqualified. Listen. A lot of times, these businesses, they hire people because they need the help. They're hoping and assuming that they can train them in the moment of the work of trying to reach their money quota, that they hire random motherfuckers that's not qualified to do the job. I see it all the time. And it doesn't matter if they white or black. It don't matter what color they are. Some of these motherfuckers is the most unqualified motherfuckers. And a lot of it come with, I'm going to just be real with you. A lot of it come with, a lot of them just young and don't give a fuck. They don't. A lot of young folks don't care about their job. They want the money, but they don't really give a fuck about the quality of doing the job. Or really learning how the tricks and the trades of how to do the job. I see motherfuckers just do the basics. I seen motherfuckers go highly qualified, do what he does, but brown nose and still don't get a job. Still don't get that high position because they pick their favorites. I have seen it happen twice. No, actually once. But I think it probably would have happened to the person that I'm talking about if the other guy wouldn't have never left. He probably would have got that position. But the other guy got it. He was there longer. And he bring a whole nother different sets of skills to the position. Like he was a mechanic. Sometimes our trucks get fucked up. He know how to fix them shits. Right? He can fix little stuff so he ain't got to take it in the shop. Costs more money, right? You take it to the shop, but if you got a guy that you already on the payroll that already know how to do it, come on now. He probably was more qualified than the dude before that they hired for the manager position. But like I said, they pick their favorites. It happens all the time. So this is why this is insulting to me, or a lot of black people, of they're defending this bullshit. Trying to pretend it's a DEI thing. Listen, you're not putting people in these certain type of positions. And so, in some of these companies because of DEI. You're just not. Like, because if I guarantee you, they probably have, just think about this. They probably have a whole bunch of, just say black folks, whole bunch of black people sign up for this job, put in the application for this job, whatever the occupation is, right? And I guarantee you, it is probably people in that bunch that maybe not be qualified or what they're not looking for. Sometimes it's about the personality. But they're not just going to pick you because you got a good, I've seen people that had good personalities, but they wasn't as qualified as the other person. Listen, I got picked over jobs. I knew I could do the job better than anybody. I got people picked over me because of politics that goes on and people favorites, right? If you got connections, shit like that, you might most likely gonna get that job. Listen, no lie to you. When I was working at the school board, I got a lot of my schools just because of who I knew. Wasn't that I was a bad worker because everybody spoke highly about my work. But I really got that position because it was like, nah, the guy whoever had to say, I want him. But he was saying that, making it for sure he want me because he know who he was friends with my dad and shit like that. So that shit happens like that. But it wasn't like I wasn't unqualified. I was very qualified. My reputation spoke for itself. Listen, people may not like my personality, may not like that I was quiet and I stayed away from motherfuckers or whatever. But they could never say I was a bad worker. They can never say I didn't do my job. No matter where I went. I always tell people, you give me a little minute to figure something out, I guarantee you I probably can do it. I just got to keep working at it, right? And it's not me working at it. I'm only going by what you're telling me I need, the basics, because they're the basics of the job. But it's always another way to kind of do shit in your way to make the job to work not harder, but smarter. And that's always my motto. So a lot of people don't have that. Or like a lot of people do, they don't want to work harder, so they almost do like they underperform because the simple fact they're trying to take shortcuts, right? Sometimes you can take a shortcut and make it up in a way. I know how to do that because I've been working for a long time. So and my brain works like that. But a lot of people take shortcuts and don't make up for that shortcut that they made. They made. Because some shit you just can't take a shortcut on. You have to just do. But some people don't know that. And so that's why I look like they don't know what the fuck they doing. They know, a lot of people do know what they're doing. They just be taking shortcuts. So it look like they don't know what the fuck they doing. But anyway, but this shit mind boggles me that they keep on trying to act like, oh, DEI was this bad thing and all that. It wasn't, bro. They upset because white racist people always screaming at the top of their lungs is that they're taking our jobs. They're taking our jobs. You don't hear black people talking like that. They tried to get black people to do that with the Mexicans. Oh, they taking our jobs. No, they ain't taking our jobs now. Look, they put all these Mexicans and they still ain't got no black people in the field. What jobs they was taking from us? Not none of them. And like I said, just because Mexican work fast, that don't mean that they're efficient of what they do. Because they take shortcuts around shit. I know that for a fact. I used to do roofing. The motherfuckers used to knock down the motherfucker. They knock that shit down. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know is some problems on that motherfucking roof because the quality is trash. And there's no disrespect to all the Mexicans, but I'm just saying. You can get a motherfucker to work fast and for less, but that means you ain't gonna get good quality. But you can't tell people nothing.
Oh, it isn't. Hold on, Hogan. You said that they are only getting these jobs because of their race or gender. That's not what I said. And not because they are qualified. So are they qualified or not?
That's not what I said.
Are they qualified?
That's what you are saying. And I don't know why he keep trying to skirt around. He keep trying to blame the businesses of like they just was hiring. It's almost an insult to the corporations. It's like the business is like, yo, we just hiring black people, unqualified black folks. Like I'll sue the shit out of you if you start saying that shit. You misrepresenting how I hire. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, man, let's move on.
Is a pilot sitting in hold on, Hogan, is a pilot sitting on an airplane, flying a plane, whether he's black or white or a woman or gay or lesbian, if they are sitting in that seat and they meet the FAA requirements for being in that seat, are they qualified?
If they're qualified, I sure hope so.
But you don't
see that's that slick racist shit. Listen to what he said again. Listen to what she simply asked him a simple question. And watch his racist. He can't help himself. He a racist. So he throw a little slide jab in there. Listen to him again.
whether he's black or white or a woman or gay
Hold on,
or
let's go
lesbian,
back.
are they qualified or not?
What I said was
Is a pilot sitting in a, hold on, Hogan, is a pilot sitting on an airplane, flying a
Yes,
plane,
Abby.
whether he's black or white or a woman or gay or lesbian, if they are sitting in that seat and they meet the FAA requirements for being in that seat, are they qualified?
If they're qualified, I sure hope so.
Are they? But you don't.
If they qualify, I should hope so. That's the same shit Charlie Kirk said. I'm hoping. I hope they are qualified. He's saying the same shit Charlie Kirk said. You're talking about, listen, people, you're talking about pilots. That's like one of us thinking that we can go fly a plane, nigga. Like, get the fuck out of here. They're gonna give us a job because we black. Please, yo, come on. Or you a white woman. Come on, bro. Come on, man. People, they can get sued, man. Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, why are they trying to make this an issue? Like, yo, you know the companies or these people, whoever it is, the occupation, that you know they can get sued if they put unqualified people in office. I mean, in positions where they got people lives in their hand. Like, are you crazy? That's their racism, though. Their racism is crazy. Let's move on.
That they're qualified.
That's not what I said. What I said was, if the criteria was their race or gender, then how am I to know if the qualification is there?
That is a fact.
First of all, it's a factor of an opportunity, right? Let's just say that. Let's go off this dumbass narrative. Not as this narrative, it's a fact. They're going off of opportunities. Number one, of people that normally wouldn't get an opportunity. Yes, it's their race or black people, Mexicans, Chinese, gays, Native Americans, Muslims, white women. Yes. But what he keep leaving out is they have to have the experience. They have to be qualified to even get an interview, to even get one. They're just not cherry picking. And that's why I said they are intentionally being dishonest about that. These companies are not just picking people, like just randomly picking people that's not qualified. And that's the narrative. That's the same shit Charlie Kirk was doing. That's the same shit Charlie Kirk said. And that's the same shit he's saying. But he keep on trying to act like he's not saying that. He's trying to say that the businesses are saying that. They have never said that. That is not even, put it this way, because Abby gonna say it. They don't even have no evidence of that. It's not even fucking true. It's not even fucking true. They made up this shit. It's like this conspiracy theory they made up, and they started a whole fucking live movement like they always do. This is what Maga does. They come up with a conspiracy theory and they move with it like it's facts. Have no evidence of it. Oh, excuse me, people. Just to let y'all know, Tylenol is bad now. Tylenol give your kid autism. Can't make this shit up. What are we doing? We had the president of the United States sit up there and didn't even know how to pronounce the goddamn word. And then tell everybody, it's Tylenol. It's very dangerous to pregnant women. What? What are you talking about? Now, I can see if they take a damn near half a bottle of Tylenol or something. Or a whole bottle of Tylenol. I said, you ain't got to take half a bottle. You take about 25 of them bitches, you get an overdose. I can see that. But Tylenol? Okay. All right. Let's move on. Mind you, don't come out with no proof or nothing. Just tell us this is what it is. That's fascism, people. I don't believe shit that Trump's. I'm gonna tell all the physicians, all the people, man, get the fuck out. These people are more educated than what was his name? The Kennedy Jr. dude, little motherfucker, and Donald Trump put together. One person, one doctor is more smarter than both of them. Fuck are we talking about? One scientist is more smarter than both of them. 10 times smarter than them. I'm not taking no motherfucking advice from this administration about health or about medicine. They're just making up shit at this point. But anyway, let's move on, people.
Well, United States,
that
we
you
had
are
a
making.
president of the United States,
I don't want you to
came out and said
I don't want you to change the subject because you are making
to be the vice president. So when I noticed that that's what he said, that's not my fault. Joe Biden said it.
You were in the White House when Donald Trump said he was going to put
Listen,
a woman on.
Even if he did say that, right? See, this is where I respect Abby, but this is what she said. Okay, cool, fine. You shouldn't try to do this. Well, Donald Trump said, no, don't even do that. You ain't got to go that far. Okay, he did say that. Now, let me ask you a question. Was she unqualified? The person he picked, regardless if he just picked from the black Supreme Court judges, just judges that he was trying to pick for the Supreme Court, Joe, was she unqualified? Because we do know Ms. Jackson is the most qualified Supreme Court judge than anybody that's in that bitch or ever. We know that you had so many, she's more qualified than any Supreme Court judge ever. These are facts. Her resume is way deeper than anybody's that ever served for the Supreme Court. We know that. And she black. She's more qualified than Clarence Thomas. His bootlicking ass. What are you talking about, man? I don't give a fuck. He said that. He got somebody that was very qualified. You just don't agree with her politics. Or you don't agree with her ideology. But you can't talk. And that's the problem. They don't want to say the ideology part, right? They don't. She black, so they got to question her qualifications. You know, he didn't ever bring up the Latino lady, the Mexican lady that's on the Supreme Court justice. He never questioned her IQ. Or it said, is she qualified? Is she a DEI hire? Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't Barack put her in there? I think Barack put her in there. And just imagine if Barack Obama did what Joe Biden did. Just think about it. He just said, I'm picking the minority. Well, he did, actually, because I think that Latino Mexican lady, I think she's Latino or Mexican or something like that. So she was a minority. And if I'm not mistaken, Ms. Jackson is the first black woman to be on the Supreme Court. So it was mainly dominated by white men. I don't know too many white women that was on in the Supreme Court. Or women, period. Like, it ain't a whole lot. I don't think it was one. Like, was it one or two? I could be wrong. I got to research that. But yeah, like, Like I said, she qualified though. So did he make a mistake? Or you just mad because she have a different ideology than you, or she came from the Democrats? Now, let's be very, very honest. Cody Bird, she is not as qualified to be in that position. There was so many others that was supposed, and I ain't speaking on black people. It was so many other white women that was more qualified. Trump ain't pick her. You know why he ain't pick her? Because she was loyal. She had the connections. She wasn't the most qualified. Believe it or not. It was other white women that was more qualified. So is it just bias or is it DEI? Like, you got to make your mind up. But let's move on.
Supreme Court. And then he picked Amy Coney Barrett. Is she not qualified?
She is extremely qualified.
Okay, so why is she qualified?
Now, you see how easy it was for him to say that she is extremely qualified? Why is that? What's the difference? With Miss Jackson? Because they both women. They got that in common. What's the two things that's different from them? Because it's actually two. Actually, no. The other thing they got in common, they both got white husbands, if I ain't mistaken. I think Miss Jackson got a white husband. So they got that in common. That's two things they got in common. But what's the two things that they don't have? They don't have in common, or why he was quick to side with Amy Bird, Supreme Court Justice Amy Bird, or why he's so quick to say that? Because she's white and conservative. And Miss Jackson is black and liberal. Come on, bro. Come on, man. He's so quick to say she qualified. And then they try to say, well, Clarence Thomas, we think he qualified and all that. Get the fuck out of here. Clarence Thomas is probably very qualified. But we know why y'all picked that token Negro. It's no different of what George Bush did. If you're talking about DEI, what the fuck was the difference? You've been doing that shit. DEI been here for a long period of time. The difference is you got mad because you started seeing more black liberals in certain positions. That's all that is. And other minority groups, that's liberals. That's all that is. If they was conservative, they wouldn't even be talking about DEI people. It wouldn't even be an issue. I guarantee you. Let's move on.
But you can talk to Brown Jackson as well.
He talked about the qualification as well. What I'm saying is, in that clear directive from Joe Biden, in the clear directive from those companies, they are saying we are filling.
Let me ask.
I'm
going to ask you again because I think you have another opportunity.
So you telling me you so racist and ignorant that somebody got to tell you, well, I'm hiring this person because she's black. Because this would be the first, however you want to look at it, I'm hiring the first minority. Because minority meant to white people. That's why I always try to separate us from blacks to minorities. I always try to separate it because because this is the type of racist game they like to play. Right? Even for liberals. He said, I'm going to hire did he say the first black or the minority? He's one of them. But Let's just say he said the first black female Supreme Court justice. You know how many qualified federal black judges it is out here? She wasn't the only one, but she was the most qualified. And she had the connection. Because nobody never heard of her. Believe it or not. But you went to go look at her goddamn resume? Ooh. Woo. See, they mad because if you look at her resume, I told you, I don't give a fuck what gender, what color. As a Supreme Court justice, she's been the most qualified to be a Supreme Court justice in history. These are facts. Miss Jackson. Salute to her. Salute to her. And they mad about that. They got nothing on her. So the only thing they can do, what racists do, is try to question her qualifications. Which you can't even do that. So you get what I mean? But Charlie Kirk did it anyway. That's a racist for you. Even though the proof shows that what Charlie Kirk is saying and what this idiot is saying doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying that ain't overqualified people that could have got that position that was more qualified. But I'll tell you this, Joe Biden picked the right goddamn choice, regardless of what race it was or the gender was. She was more qualified than any other Supreme Court justice ever. And it's probably a whole bunch more. And they could be white. Well, some of these motherfuckers it should be a time limit on the Supreme Court. I'm just being real honest about that shit. We damn near gotta wait till they die. Nah, you gotta get the fuck up out of there. My honest opinion. It's like even that shit with like Congress. Like that shit should be a time limit. Like, yo, you can't after like you've been in motherfucking Congress almost 10 years. It's time for you to go. Because the times we live in, nigga, you look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene been in that office for about what? Almost close to 6-7 years? Something like that. Man, she coming up on a decade soon, man. That crazy bitch, get up out of here. She got to go. Some of them got to go. Nancy Pelosi definitely got to go. Anyway.
Really think this through. Donald Trump said,
"Oh, we know.
I am going to pick a woman to go on the Supreme Court." Oh, you know what? Let me give you another one. George H.W.
Now, mind you, that's DEI. Because when it came to women, regardless of what race they was, right? They was all being oppressed of getting opportunities to get positions. And they was qualified, but they was women. So that's DEI right there. But like I said, they changed the definition of it. You know, the white races, you right. White is right? Okay, cool, whatever. Even when it comes to your own white women, y'all just ignorant as a bitch. But anyway, let's move on.
Said I am going to pick I'm going to pick a black man to fill a role on the Supreme Court. Are those people unqualified?
I want always the most qualified people to hold those jobs. Are they qualified
or not?
It depends on their qualification.
Or not.
See, when it comes to black, it depends on their qualifications. You see? That's all Charlie Kirk was saying too. He's saying exactly what Charlie Kirk said. See, even when George W. Bush picked Clarence Thomas, He still couldn't even admit it. Because he don't like, he hate Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas so much a goddamn coon, he don't realize that they hate his black ass. This racist white motherfucker wouldn't even give Clarence Thomas props. Say he's qualified. You see how I hope so. Every time it's somebody black or somebody of color, you see his answers? I hope so. Just trying to tell y'all, man. See, I catch the racism. As I told you, you ain't got to call me a nigga. I catch the racism. This man is a blatant fucking racist. You ain't got to call me no nigga. Give me a second, people. You ain't got to call me no nigga. All right, people, I'm back. That's what I said. You listen. You ain't got to call me no nigga. I'm smart enough to understand a fucking racist. I'm qualified to know what a racist sound like when they speaking. Honestly, you ain't got to call me no nigga. Listen, I'm just being real. Just being real. Let's try to end this shit, man. This like I said, it get worse. It's like I told you. Every time it got something to do with a black person, he hopes so. That's just blatant racism, bro. Imagine if black people said that, like, yo, I hope Amy Bird is Supreme Court Amy Bird is qualified and she white. Because you know why you saying that, because she's white, right? I didn't have a question if she wasn't qualified. When I started to dig deep into her resume, I was like, oh, she's not really that qualified. I guarantee you it was other federal judges out here that was way better than her. But like I said, it was an ideology thing. I'm not saying she wasn't intelligent. I'm not saying she couldn't do the job. I'm just saying it was better. It was a better candidate. But like I said, we know why she was put in that position, because she was a conservative and she was a woman. So Trump was even using DEI with that. Or just on DEI, it got something to do with women. Don't matter what race they are. But he won't admit that. It only got something to do with the people that ideology that he disagree with. And shit, the topping on the cake, don't let them be black.
Always a quota when you base it on race or gender. If you base it on qualification, if the person is hired is black or a woman or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, Trump did that. Trump I'm going to hire a woman. Now, he didn't be specific that he was going to hire a white woman or a black woman, but it's the same shit you're saying. You say you have a problem with somebody saying they're hiring somebody because their gender. That's DEI. So you should have had a problem with Trump doing it. But you don't. Because, like I said, she was a conservative. She was Maga. You had no problem with her. Because you knew she was going to do the bidding for your political party. Even though you despise her as a woman to be in that position. You really wish he would have picked a man, but you got a token racist white woman in the Supreme Court. Yes, Amy Coney Barrett, she's a fucking racist. Anybody that sides with MAGA is a racist to me. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. You vote for one, you side with one, you're a racist. That's how that goes. I ain't picking and choosing. Damn that shit.
Ask you a direct question.
It's the ultimate
Is it okay
meritocracy.
for Donald Trump to have DEI quotas or not?
It's not okay for anyone to have DEI
So then
quotas.
why did he have a DEI quota, by your definition, for Amy Coney?
Right.
He didn't. He said that was one of the selections.
He-
People said he should fill it with a woman.
Okay.
Okay. But he said it too. I don't give a fuck what other people around him said. He said it. He want to pick a woman. Let's move on. This dude, that's why I said they lie, man. They can't help themselves.
He was going to fill it with a woman, and he
He
did.
did not only interview
Okay.
women for the job.
Correct.
Okay.
So
So what? That's still DEI. Because it didn't matter. So all them other people, men, different races of color, it didn't matter because he was going to pick a woman and it didn't matter. That's DEI. That's your definition of it. So it doesn't matter who he said he was going to interview. It doesn't matter. He made his mind up. He was going to pick a woman. That's DEI. From how your definition of it is. You telling me that Amy Barrett was more qualified than the other people that Trump allegedly or make believe that people really thought that he interviewed other people for the job? You telling me it wasn't a man that was more qualified than her? Bullshit. I guarantee you that. Let's be real. This motherfucker is lying, bro.
Joe Biden did interview men for black women for the job.
Joe Biden had said as he went in his search process, his short list would be all women of color,
and they were.
Listen,
And they were qualified.
That's not true.
They were qualified.
Brad.
And so what? Just like the lady said. So what? They was all qualified. They acting like they just brought random people in that wasn't nowhere qualified. See, that's my thing. I'd have stopped that whole show up, Abby. Hold on, time out. Everybody stop. Hey, stop talking. Everybody. But she was qualified. She was the most qualified Supreme Court justice in history. She's more qualified than anybody that has been there for years. Come on, bro. Let's move on.
I just think you guys are misleading. I'm not gonna say you're lying. I'm just gonna say you're missing.
I would call him a goddamn liar. And Abby's way too fucking nice. That's what I said. That CNN, that shit. Man, whatever. We got a fucking commercial here, people. Give me a second. There we go.
They're not misleading, Abby. They're being purposeful.
Yeah, they lying.
It's so obvious. Why not see it in reverse? Then why not see if you see a black pilot that clearly it must have been harder for you to get there than a white person. It's obvious why conservatives don't see it that way. We all know why. This is so stupid. We're really to believe that effing companies are hiring people who aren't qualified to do a job, going to make a person fly a plane that isn't qualified to fly the plane and lose reputation, possibly lose the company, possibly a terrible accident? Are we to believe that companies are doing this?
And that's what I'm saying. Or listen, or possibly being sued. Like, yo, you'll lose money, bro. You think these people really would do that? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Even listen, to be a pilot, it's so many. Your resume damn near gotta be, I don't give a fuck who you are to be a pilot. Like, yo, to be a pilot, oh nigga, your resume gotta be remarkable. Honestly, I don't give a fuck what color skin you are. To be a pilot, yo, come on, bro. You got people like, yo, they yo. And I say this to all companies or occupations. I believe they should have mandatory psychological people go see a therapist. Like, honestly, at least once a month. My honest opinion. I don't give a fuck what occupation you in. I don't give a fuck if you work at Burger King, nigga. I believe everybody should go see a goddamn therapist once a month if you work in the workforce. Like, my honest opinion, I don't care what occupation it is. Because sometimes you see people act the fool at jobs and shit, you automatically assume that they ain't qualified. They probably mad qualified, but they having a nervous fucking breakdown. They're dealing with their home life shit, and then they dealing with this bullshit at work. And then you got these fucking people that take their job way too serious and be taking that shit out on them people to show their power. Like, that shit happens. So I believe everybody needs some therapy. My honest opinion. Anyway, let's move on.
Just because they want to hire a black or Hispanic person to fly a plane, you know how idiotic that sounds? And obviously they don't believe that. They are just effing racist. It's why the logic doesn't make sense. They just won't come out and say yes.
And he's right. None of that shit makes any goddamn sense. They just being blatantly racist. Yo, nobody's hiring people. I'm not saying it does not happen at all, but it's like 1% of that shit happening. And that only comes off of a lot of the times of, it's not even, a lot of times that shit ain't even a race thing. A lot of that shit is nepotism. A lot of that shit is who I know. I want to help them out or some type of shit like that, even though you know they ain't qualified. That shit happens, yes, but it's not like a crazy percentage of that shit. It's like 1% of that shit, maybe even 2%. But no company is especially in certain occupations, bro. They're not hiring people that are not qualified to do some of these serious jobs. They're not doing that. That shit is a civil suit. They can, you know how much money they can lose? A company? And you just hiring people because you're trying to get a quota on DEI. Okay, cool. All right. All right. Yeah, all right. That's what they doing now. That's what companies doing now. Okay, cool. Whatever. Let's move on.
We're bigots.
Now, mind you seeing the biggest thing, the reverse of DEI. kind of the same thing of DEI in a way, but it's the reverse of it. Trump is hiring the most incompetent people in government, have no experience of any positions a lot of them have other than Marco Rubio. And maybe even Stephen Miller, because he been there with Trump for so long, so he got the experience to be the racist that he is. But everybody else is DEI hires. They DEI, you know they don't know what the fuck they doing. And even if they do know what they're doing, they're actually presenting themselves like they don't know what the fuck they're doing because they're showing loyalty to Trump. You don't want people in there to show loyalty. When I am in a powerful position, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Right? Let's just say I'm the supervisor, I'm the manager, and I hire people. Now, listen, understand this. I want to get the best workers. Of course, goddamn that. Of course, I want to give people opportunities, but I'm not going to jeopardize my production for you if you're not qualified. Like just think about that. Like, I'm not hiring you if you're not qualified. Now, I may give you, listen, it's right, like I said, it's that 1 or 2% that where somebody may hire somebody just to give them the experience, give them a chance. That happens. It doesn't matter if you white or black, woman or man, gay, trans, it doesn't matter. You give people an opportunity. Because sometimes people don't have a resume. So you got to give people chances. DEI happens all the time. But to them, it's different. It's a race thing. You can't listen, you got to teach people the job sometimes. I always told people, I'll be the best manager or supervisor because, number one, for me, I'm going to stick up for the workers. So you know I got your back. But if you do fuck shit, you know we got a problem. Right? I'm going to be fair. But I'm going to have your back. But if you fuck up way too much, if I can't help you, I can't do it. Or there's only so much I can do. I said, look, here, go worker, but, you know, this was fucked up. But listen, you got people up there, don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They got these positions, and you think they're going to risk their job to hire unqualified motherfuckers to make them look bad? Because they got bosses too. You understand what I'm saying? That shit don't make no damn sense, bro. But anyway, let's move on. Like I said, it's probably 1 or 2% that shit happens like that. But it's not a DEI thing if you really look at it.
Believe about black and brown people, that they are incompetent. That's the truth. This is a better way to see it. What if a corporation was like, you know what? We're going to implement DEI hiring, and we want to target hiring Asian pilots, which is not even how it works. But let's just say, for this dumbass's sake, not her, the other guy, Hogan. Would you say that these Asian people are unqualified? Or isn't about merit? Of course not, because there's a...
Mind you, it just happened down there in Georgia, where this little racist white bitch couldn't help herself from being racist, and she called ICE on these, was it South Korea? And got them deported. Mind you, they was over here on work visas, and they still got deported. Right? North Korea said, no, we're not sending nobody over there. Now these racist motherfuckers in Georgia talk about we need Trump supporters to come out and work these jobs. They ain't qualified to do the jobs. The fucking North Koreans was there to show them how to do the goddamn job. You see how y'all racism is dumb? I'm talking about qualification. Ain't none of you motherfuckers Megas is qualified to go do those jobs. You can't do them. But you mad at black folks of not being qualified. Okay, cool.
The Asians are intelligent. I wonder why it works in reverse for black and brown people. What's the stereotype there? Like, and also, would you say that before DEI and all these companies were doing all this crazy DEI, that companies were purely hiring on merit? I dare you say that. You don't think that companies, CEOs all across America, managers, had no biases when they're hiring people?
Right.
You don't think that they hire people?
Yeah, and that's my point too. A lot of companies. I have seen it already. It happened to me. You know what I mean? But I done seen supervisors, people get their kid hired. Like, I didn't see the shit, man. Like, it ain't what this shit happens all the time, bro. But they just mad because they don't like to see black folks in certain positions. That's all it is. If we getting hired in certain positions, they wouldn't care about this shit. But we getting hired in we getting the opportunity of having a great resume and being qualified to get in those positions, and we get hired. And they don't like that. That's all that is. That's all this is. Let's move on.
Maybe who they felt that they could have a personal connection with or personally relate more to. That's not a possibility, right, jackass? There's no biases going on, right? Like, these people act so stupid because otherwise they would have to say they're racist. So they pretend that everyone else just doesn't get it. Don't you worry, we effing get it.
Leading about what Donald Trump said the day after, Justice Ginsburg died. He said he was going to pick a woman to replace her. He said that. Okay, I'm not paraphrasing. That is what he said.
By that standard, he should not have issued that criteria.
All right. One more thing. Justice Thomas, who I'm sure you love. You love him, right?
Sure.
He was chosen to replace a black Supreme Court justice in part because he was a black man. Who is more qualified in terms of actual experience to be on the court, him or Ketanji Brown Jackson? Do you know?
I don't know if any of them.
Okay. Well, I checked. She served as a federal judge for way longer. He actually didn't before she was put on the Supreme Court.
No, false. He was on the D.C. Court of Appeals,
okay.
Second highest.
Well, she served. Yes.
By the bar association.
He was
on there
for a very brief period of time. He
was
served as a judge.
Yeah. We have never considered any nominee for Supreme Court who was on the D.C. Court of Appeals to be unqualified for the Supreme Court.
I am not
never
suggesting.
Never, ever has that been said.
I am not suggesting.
You're saying Clarence Thomas was not qualified?
I'm not. Actually, no, I am not.
You just said he was not qualified.
Unqualified at all.
You did.
I am saying.
No, you see, and that's what they do. She was saying that Miss Jackson was more qualified. More. Not saying that Clarence Thomas wasn't qualified. She was more qualified when she got her nomination from Joe Biden than when George Bush gave him the nomination. But gave Clarence Thomas the nomination. That's all she's saying. She's talking about qualification when they first got, selected. Even when they went to go to the Congress, she was more qualified. I keep saying that. And it's not even just Clarence Thomas, it's all of them. She was more qualified than all of them. That's on the Supreme Court right now. When she first, Joe Biden picked her for the nomination. She was already more qualified than them when they first started. Fuck out of here. Anyway, let's move on.
That he is qualified just the way that Ketanji Brown Jackson is qualified, just the way that Amy Coney
No,
Barrett
you
is
said he
qualified.
was less qualified.
No. I'm asking
that's
you.
what you
I'm
said.
saying about comparing their resumes. If you want to compare
You
their
said he
resumes,
was less
one
qualified.
of the things that Charlie Kirk said was that Amy Coney.
He was. He was less qualified than her when he got picked. Yes, he was. She was more qualified. Her resume was better than Clarence Thomas when he got selected to be the Supreme Court Justice by George Bush. Yes, that's what the fuck we're saying. And that goes for the rest of them that's on there now. That's the point. In the Democrat Supreme Court Justice, Ms. Jackson was way more qualified than the Democrat Supreme Courts that they picked. The Democrats did. What are you talking about? Yes, that's what we're saying.
Or it was that Ketanji Brown Jackson, if she says that she was affirmative action pick, then what she is saying is that she didn't have the brain processing power to get that job without replacing a white man.
Look,
But I'm asking you, if you objectively look at her resume, is that a factual statement?
oh, she's qualified for the Supreme
Okay,
Court.
so then let's leave it at that. Because I just
She's
think
not
that.
very good at her job, but she's qualified.
Okay, let's leave it at that. Because we want to make a lot of broad statements.
And you said that she's not good at her job because you disagree with her rulings. But that doesn't mean that she wasn't qualified. It's an ideology thing. And they trying to bring those together. He's one of those Republicans still being racist. Right? He's trying to hide it on some politics shit or on ideology. But he's still racist. You just say you don't like her rulings. Don't say she ain't a good Supreme Court justice. Because we can say the same shit about them right-wingers that's on the Supreme Court. Cody Barrett. She didn't, listen, it was a couple of cases she ain't rock with Trump on. Is she not good? Just say you disagree. Not that she is not good at her job, you just disagree. With her rulings or her ideology with the rulings. But see, he can't help himself. He still got to be a racist. Let's move on. It's about to end.
It was a diversity hire.
Say that again?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
The she, Ketanji, was a diversity hire.
I want to go back. This all started.
I got
we were talking
I got 12
whether
of
or
his
not
quotes right here.
whether or not Democrats should have voted to honor Charlie Kirk's life. And Congressman, I respect you. You are a living legend. I deeply respect your motives. However, I think that this is a question of whether we honor people who gave their life to public service. I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk on everything, but he gave his life to public service.
I'll let you have
okay, but you didn't do it for all the politicians that died in this. Charlie Kirk never ran for any office. But the white sister down was in Minnesota. She ran for some type of office. He's never did that. He doesn't even have the qualifications to even be noticed in that way. People might say, well, what about Martin Luther King? Martin Luther King ain't never ran for nothing either. The difference is he didn't spread hate. That's the difference. And his death meant something. We got the Civil Rights Act. He did a lot. He took abuse. All Charlie Kirk did was go around and debate college kids that damn near their brain ain't fully developed anyway. So he was down there bullying these children. Martin Luther King sat down with powerful racists and debated them, had conversations with them about that bullshit. Stood up for the injustice. What the fuck are you talk about Charlie Kirk? What? There's no way you can compare him to Martin Luther King. No way. No way. No way. It's an insult to black people to do that. And then they wonder why we call you wonder why we call y'all racist. It's an insult. Let's just be real. If you wanted to be real about it, they could have did that for Hulk Hogan more than they could do it for Charlie Kirk. And they both was racist. But Hulk Hogan had a way more of an impact on people than fucking Charlie Kirk. It don't matter if it's political or not. We're talking about impact here. Now, please stop. Hold both of their ass rot in hell. How about that? Let's see what else they're gonna say in this shit.
Let's go ahead.
But let me just say this. His life is one thing, his legacy is another. Now, I honor everybody's life. But when you tell me that was the versatile hire, when you tell me you won't give thought to whether or not a black pilot is qualified, something else is going on in your head, and that's a legacy that I would never vote to honor. So if they're taking legacy off, which we asked them to do, and just honor his life, you got my vote. But his legacy, I know what my father's inherited from the legacy of the South.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for that.
Facts. There's no lie there. See, the problem is they white and they don't understand that. Think about it. Y'all know why Malcolm X is not honored the way he is? It's because they look at the Nation of Islam as a racist organization, anti-Semitic organization, right? We're just going off that dumbass narrative, right? So that's why they get somehow black people not to honor them, honor Malcolm X the way we should, like Martin Luther King, right? They had different paths, but they were fighting for the same thing, but they just had different paths. They honor Martin Luther King because he's safe, and not just because he's safe. To honor is because he fought for everybody. It wasn't just us. He fought for everybody that was being oppressed. Didn't matter what your color of skin was. Charlie Kirk did not do that. He did not, did not do that. Sorry. You never heard Martin Luther King say all white people was racist. You never heard him say that. Or group all white people of they all bad, or put this stigma on all white people. He never did that. But Charlie Kirk did. Charlie Kirk put that stigma on all black people. Made it seem like we was all these fucked up people. We ain't got no dads. It's plenty of black kids that got dads out here. But he tried to make it. It's in the inner city too. They always try to talk about the inner city, the ghetto. Nigga, there's daddies there. They just struggling. They daddies is there. But they won't recognize that. Mind you, you got these motherfuckers. The nigga that killed Charlie Kirk, he had his dad in his life, his whole entire life. Him and his wife been together a long time. And that kid turned out to be a motherfucking domestic terrorist. He assassinated somebody. Could he be better off without his daddy? Maybe. It's just all nonsense. Anyway, people, leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.